This shot you're looking at right now was not filmed with a camera. No crew, no actors, no lenses, and yet it looks cinematic, almost uncomfortably cinematic. This is not a movie trailer, it's not a VFX test, and it's not a tech demo from a billion-dollar studio. This was created inside a browser using an AI tool called Higgsfield Cinema Studio, and what makes this different is not that it generates video, it's that it thinks like a filmmaker. Most AI video tools today feel like slot machines. You type a prompt, hit generate, and hope the result doesn't completely fall apart. Faces melt, motion breaks, characters change every frame, and camera movement feels random. There's no sense of intention, no sense of direction. And that's because most AI video tools aren't designed for storytellers, they're designed for novelty. Higgsfield takes a completely different approach. Instead of asking AI to imagine everything from scratch, it asks you to define the rules of the shot first. Just like real cinema. You're not just typing words and hoping. You're choosing cameras, lenses, focal lengths, aspect ratios, depth of field, and camera movement. In other words, you're directing, not prompting. And that shift is subtle but powerful. Because the moment you give creators control over optics and motion, the output stops feeling like AI content and starts feeling like cinema. Higgsfield Cinema Studio lives inside the Higgsfield AI ecosystem. But this specific tool is built for people who care about visual storytelling. When you open it, it doesn't feel like a toy. It feels like a virtual production environment. You can generate a single cinematic frame, lock it in, and then animate that frame using real camera physics. Dolly moves, crane shots, orbit movements, slow cinematic push-ins that feel intentional instead of chaotic. What you're looking at right now is the Higgsfield Cinema Studio dashboard. And the first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't feel like a typical AI prompt box. It feels more like a virtual film studio. Everything here is designed to make you think in shots, not just words. At the center of the screen is the preview panel. This is where your generated cinematic frames appear. Think of this as your virtual monitor on set. Whatever you create, whether it's a single image or a sequence that becomes a video, this is where you review the shot, judge the framing, the lighting, and the overall cinematic feel before moving forward. Just below that, you'll see the Cinema Studio title and description. This tells you exactly what the tool is built for: professional-grade cinematic content using real camera and lens simulation. The key idea here is that you're not just generating random visuals, you're generating widescreen 21:9 cinematic frames first, and then bringing them to life as video with intentional camera motion. Under the main preview, you'll notice a horizontal strip of thumbnails. These represent different example shots or generated frames. You can click through them to see variations, compare compositions, or choose which frame you want to animate. This feels very similar to reviewing takes in a real production workflow. Now let's look at the bottom of the screen, because this is where the magic happens. At the bottom center, you'll find the prompt input area. Instead of being buried in settings, it's front and center. This is where you describe the scene you imagine. You can either upload an image as a reference or type a detailed cinematic description. Higgsfield is designed to understand visual language, not just keywords. To the right of the prompt box, you'll see the camera and lens selection. In this case, something like an Ari Alexa with a specific prime lens is selected. This matters because the AI will actually respect how that camera behaves. Depth of field, perspective, and cinematic softness are influenced by this choice, just like in real filmmaking. On the far right is the Generate button. This is essentially your roll camera moment. When you press it, you're not just asking for an image. You're asking the system to simulate a shot based on the camera, lens, aspect ratio, and scene description you've chosen. Up at the top, you'll notice simple toggles between image and video. This is important. Most workflows start with an image. You generate a powerful cinematic frame first. Once you're happy with it, you switch to video and animate that exact frame with controlled camera movement. This is how Higgsfield maintains consistency and avoids the chaos you see in most AI videos. Overall, this dashboard is designed to slow you down in a good way. It encourages intention. It makes you think like a director, a cinematographer, and an editor all at once. This isn't about typing faster prompts. It's about crafting better shots. Now, for this specific scene, here's the exact prompt being typed into the system. A final cinematic hero shot, a virtual camera moving forward through darkness toward a single glowing frame, representing the future of filmmaking. The motion is slow and intentional. Deep blacks, controlled highlights, wide aspect ratio, emotionally powerful, high-end cinematic finish. This is AI that rewards taste. If you have a good eye, you'll get better results. If you don't, the output will still look AI generated. Higgsfield doesn't replace creativity, it exposes it. Pricing and access may also be a barrier for some creators, and results can vary depending on how well you guide the system. This is still evolving technology, but the direction is very clear. We're moving from AI as a generator to AI as a collaborator, and that's a massive shift. Because once creators start thinking in terms of shots instead of prompts, the entire creative process changes. You're no longer asking, what will the AI give me? You're asking, what do I want to say, and how should the camera move to say it? That's filmmaking. And the most important thing here isn't Higgsfield itself, it's what it represents. We're watching cinema become software. We're watching tools that once belonged to studios slowly become accessible to individuals. Not to replace filmmakers, but to empower more of them. The future of storytelling won't belong to people with the best gear, it'll belong to people with the clearest vision. And tools like Higgsfield Cinema Studio are going to accelerate that reality faster than most people realize. So the real question isn't whether this is the future of filmmaking. The question is who's going to learn how to direct it first. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to IdeaPlex, and let me know in the comments. Would you watch a fully AI-generated short film if the story was good? Or does it still feel too artificial? Until next time, stay curious.